What's up, drum entrepreneurs? Welcome to the Drummers I Like review series. Today we're going to be unboxing the best beginner drum book by Drumeo, and I'm going to talk about the 5 things that stand out the most to me. Let's get started. Alright, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe, the notification, and the follow button, all the buttons they make you follow so you can see my videos. If you want to see them, hit them now. And before we get started, I just want to do a big shout out to Jared, the whole team at Drumeo. When we decided to partner up and do this review series, I was very honored, and the secondary amazingness that came from this is that I'm getting better at drums. It's kind of cool. It's ridiculous. I didn't think this book would do nearly as much as it's done for me, and I was blown away from the start, but now I am extremely blown away. So let's get started. Let's talk about these things that really stand out. And it starts with product design. And really what stood out to me is from the minute I opened this book were the thick pages, the extremely high definition photography. And coming from a family that has a professional photographer in the house, I think I have a stiff eye. I think that, I expect a certain quality, and they really brought it to the table. Everything looks good. The photos are crisp, clear, the editing, the color correction, everything they did really falls in line with this vibe that I get, this blue tone. I can't dial it in correctly, but it is amazing. They really went above and beyond from that aspect. It's also really easy to read. The text, the layout, the approach they did with the kerning, which is the space of the letters. For me, as a designer, an art major, to be able to read clean text that's been put together nice and precisely with a typeface that actually makes sense, I think that's big. It's just that little attention to detail that they thought about, and it stands out big to me. And the third thing really is that it's really long. The book is big. It makes me feel like I got my money's worth, and that it's going to be a process. Learning drums isn't something you can do in 15 pages. So when you hold this book, you really start to feel this sense of a journey you're about to go on. And if you take this serious, it's going to be a big payoff. So really those things are big in the product design and stuff that stood out right from the start, right when I opened the book. These pages, the photos, easy to read text, and the fact that it's super long. The second thing that stands out to me from the Drumeo Best Beginner Drum Book is the detailed structure of this entire thing, really starting with the table of contents. You open this thing up and right away you're blasted with 10 chapters of extremely precise and detailed education. It's almost overwhelming, but not too overwhelming to the point of taking away the excitement that you immediately get thinking, wow, in 10 chapters, if I get through this book, I might be able to obtain some of these things. I might be able to actually grasp some of this and become way better of a drummer than I've ever thought. It really it creates a sense of realness, if that's the best way to put it. And that structure, that outline of it all, it makes you feel comfortable, and it makes you feel like the guys at Drumeo, you don't need to say this, we know that they're competent, but it really adds to the value of the book right away to see all that detail. So the third thing that really stood out to me from the Drumeo Best Beginner Drum Book is Dave's foreword. Dave Atkinson has been working with Jared since 1997, and he really summed up this relationship that started purely from being super into Jared's playing. To kind of break it down, Dave used to go to a church that Jared was playing drums for. Like 2,000, 3,000 people were playing there, and he was so enamored, so influenced that he eventually asked Jared for lessons, and those lessons turned into a relationship that ended up becoming Drumeo, which it really is the world's the biggest online educational community. And to think that it started from an infatuation that Dave had with Jared's playing, the want to learn, the want to exceed, it's mind-blowing. And really for me, it's cool to see that because it really connects you to the story. It makes you feel like you're a part of things. It really gives you this sense. And from there, he really goes on and just plasters out his appreciation for what Jared's done for the community, what Jared's done for him, and it's big. If you're like me and you've been around watching Jared since freedrumlessons.com, to see Drumeo, to see this amazing product that's come from just this idea of giving away drum lessons, it's big. So Dave's forward really stood out to me, and I think it really gives you a sense of the compassion and the connection that these guys really have with each other. It's just not a business they're trying to make money. They really love what they're doing. The fourth thing that really stands out to me from the Drumeo Best Beginner Drum Book is the top 5 reasons that Jared gives you in the preface. These top 5 reasons of really why you want to take on this challenge of becoming a drummer. And it's so intuitive. It's so well thought out. It's inspiring. It motivates you. And my favorite part, it gives you no excuses. I mean, these 5 reasons are the perfect 5 reasons for you to want to take this journey, for you to want to get better, to get started, to master it, to figure out, like for me at least, all these little things that I missed by just jumping into playing drums, as opposed to finding a really good teacher, someone that could really explain the theory of things before I just jumped in and screwed up my technique and thought the double bass was single pedal. I don't know, but it was good for me. It's really big, and I think that for anybody that opens up this book to read those 5 things, it's going to be powerful for you. It's going to be very, very powerful. The number 5 thing that stands out to me, the final thing, is it's really this anticipation that I've grown. You know, from day one of opening the book to scanning through the first pages to really going through that first chapter, I'm just excited. Like, I can't explain it, but the fire that I had right when I found drums, it seems to have just like flamed up inside of me. And every opportunity I can get to master this craft that I've been playing over 10 years, I get excited knowing that finally I have a book, I have a vehicle really that can drive me into the next level. And it might not be as good as having like Jared or Dave or one of these guys to really teach you in person, but it's like the next best thing. And it allows you to go at your pace. So you can consistently stay motivated. You can keep yourself in a position that makes sense for your schedule. And really the last of all that really stands out for that anticipation feeling that I get is the confidence. Now I'm confident because not only do I know this book has everything that I need based on everything Drumeo's done, but it's tangible. I can hold it in my hands and I can see the value just in those high quality photos and Jared's smile of confidence in the preface that makes you feel like he's invested in you, not only from the, hey, I know you in person type, but the fact that you bought my product, I really want this to work for you. I know Jared personally, and he does feel that way. He really loves the opportunity to touch every single drummer, to change their lives, to teach them, to educate them, to motivate them. That's why they do what they do. It's powerful, and you feel that. You feel that in this book. The minute you open it, the way you hold it in your hands, it's heavy, it's thick, it gives you that vibe. It's the best way that I can put it. It gives you that vibe. And for me, I need to feel a certain way to get motivated, and the Best Beginner Drum Book really does that for me. And I'm excited to continue to go through it, and that's what we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks. I'm going to be going through some of the chapters, some of the big chapters that stand out to me, how they've helped me in my position as, like I said before, I'm a drummer who's had very minimal education. I've had like 7 or 8 lessons in my entire life of playing drums, and I've been playing for 15 years now. So you can imagine the amount that I missed out on that this book is going to really help fill in. It's going to fill in all the gaps. The other better part about it is that you get a free 30 days to Drumeo when you get it, so that you can really take this stuff online and start maybe taking some of the concepts and seeing how they're applied in other lessons that you get from being a part of this awesome community. And I love it. And the great part about this whole review series is Jared was nice enough to send over 5 other copies of the Best Beginner Drum Book, and I'm going to be giving them out, so stay tuned. If you're following us on Instagram, it's @DrummersILike, and I'm going to be talking more about the giveaway and what you need to do in order to actually win a free copy of the Best Beginner Drum Book. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and do the notification thing and all the stuff that I'm supposed to say to make you continue to come back to the page. Do that if you want. If you don't, I don't give a shit. It's completely fine. I want you to watch these videos at your pace and when you actually want to watch them. I don't want to be jamming up your feed with 100 videos a week of nonsense. I really want to provide value with this page, with this channel, and what we do with all our review series going forward. So stay tuned. Come back next week. There'll be more about the Best Beginner Drum Book. I'll be talking about it on our Instagram page. I'll be doing stories. And be on the lookout. We put podcasts out every Friday. It's on iTunes, Google, Stitcher. We interview some of the sickest drummers in the industry. We talk about the products they're putting out, the artists they're playing with, and I just love to dig into their stories. So check it out. It's drummersilike.net, and you can find us on iTunes, Google. My name is Richard Ducat. You can find me on Instagram. It's @RichDucat. You can follow my agency. It's vrmarketing.agency if you want a little bit more about what I do outside of Drummers I Like. Other than that, thank you so much. We'll be back next week, and look forward to all of 2019 being full of amazing product reviews. I've had the honor to develop some great relationships over these couple years, and to finally put everything on paper and start doing what I've been planning to do for a while. It feels great. I'm excited. So we'll see you next week. Thank you once again. My name is Rich Ducat, and we'll see you next time.